A do do do, a do do do, a do baby. I didn't want to personify the place that formed me by writing a letter to it, so I've written a letter about it instead. The place that formed me is sort of a place, sort of a thing, and sort of the lack of a thing. It's today. It's this moment right now. And this moment right now. It is retinitis pigmentosa, a place of vision loss, where I'm adjusting practically and mentally to becoming blind. This place is shaping me like none other has. Basically, my field of vision has closed into about the size of a tennis ball held out at arm's length, and will continue to shrink smaller. Permanent vision loss is a place of grief and constant readapting to change I can never seem to catch up with. I'm saying goodbye to visual creativity and storytelling through art, my life's drive and passion, losing everything I've known how to do and be, reshaping my value to myself and to society, and having to reconsider everything. Yeah, nice. Even my capability to do everyday, simple day functions like crossing a road or filling a mug from the kettle, everything has to be considered now. Hazards and dangers are everywhere, and I can't really do things anymore. This place is a whirl of concentration, reflexes, and focus on all senses, which means a walk to the shops can be a state of adrenaline-surging hyper-alertness. Sometimes I forget I'm vision impaired now too, so if there's a lapse in focus, I'm very likely to injure myself or someone else. So no autopilot or daydreaming, always a state of concentrating and assessing. This place is very draining. This is a degenerative disease. There is no cure, no treatment, no distraction. But when we are unable to change a situation, we're challenged to change ourselves. This blindness has slowed my life right down, but opened up my thinking. I've been presented with this unavoidable opportunity to shift my values and develop into the person I'm going to be. My capacity for becoming myself is higher now because of this place I inhabit. I realise how fortunate I am to be from a first world, war-free Australia and be able to access financial help while adapting to blindness. In Australia, though, we seem to place identity and value of an individual on how we make money and how much of it we make. It's frustrating when I feel I have to justify my worth to myself and to new people when I meet them or on dates. We get asked to package ourselves for other people, and it sucks that there's social stigma attached to relatively young people receiving financial welfare. But we can be proud of our support system. It's there for a reason, and I'm profoundly lucky it is. I'm privileged to be able to spend time with myself, read books in a cafe somewhere and be introspective, to be grateful and search for happiness, dignity and peace. I kind of wish everybody had a go at being suddenly less abled. It's raised my awareness that a lot of people have invisible things going on, so I embrace that there's always stuff we don't know. It's reevaluated my perspective of what matters in life and certainly what doesn't. This place nourishes your instincts and ingenuity out of necessity. My motivations are moving from spending life on a crusade for money and stuff and pursuit of the idea of happiness to looking around myself for concessions and beauty in the moment. So I'm changing to see myself and the world in a way I doubt I would have if I hadn't been going blind. Of all the other parallel versions of myself that would have been created from making different choices or from circumstantial influences, if I caught an earlier train, gone down this street instead of that one, fallen off a ladder, talked to a beautiful woman or hesitated, moved to a different town instead of this one, all possible versions of me across the board who are still alive are simultaneously connected by this inescapable constant of genetic bad luck. Sometimes I think about these parallel versions of myself and wonder how they're responding to being shaped by this place and prognosis, because they're handling it differently. Each of us are products of our own unique experiences. They're not doing what I'm doing. This present, this exact right now, I'm at LIFEgig, reading a letter to strangers, healing and being reformed, feeling vindicated that all the choices I've made were the right ones because I would have ended up in this place anyway, but I've been able to somewhat appreciate it. This thinking has given comfort in my mortality too, that all I can ultimately achieve before death is to make choices that feel honest. Because if I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing something else and being formed into someone else. I'm learning that every place, experience, and action has a rippling effect whether we know it or not. And maybe we should free ourselves from dependence on seeing the results of our actions and simply keep acting honestly and forming. Paraphrasing something from the book, The 4-Hour Workweek, every engagement has its own intrinsic rewards, whether its initial goal is achieved or not. And even when failing to reach the desired outcome, the gains can be invaluable in terms of all that has been learnt in the process, not only about the issue, but about courage. The place that's forming me is sort of a place, sort of a thing, and sort of the lack of a thing. I really hope that I continue to gain the courage to recognize and appreciate my reforming. Thanks.